Sorry about that. I'm about to speak for a while. Hey, Sean here, and our my bad, but our speaker, I didn't completely fulfill the onboarding, so we had a little mix-up. So I'm just going to go and bring some stuff to you that has to do with building a lead gen. So there's an old PowerPoint that I created, and I'm sure it's going to benefit everybody. So let's just jump right into it. Um, it's been a while since I've done this, so I'm going to pull it up right here, and we're going to go over this. Basically, I'm going to go over how to do the follow up. Now, the thing is, I'm hoping certain people are watching this because what I was going to do for them, I'm going to teach them everything how they can do it themselves. The first thing I want to tell them if they're watching this is when someone unsubscribes from any platform, they can always be resubscribed, but it has to go through a web form. I was on a face-to-face consulting. I was in the room with their team. It was myself. They wanted me to do a follow-up program for them. And what happened was uh, they were trying to get, I'm not saying they were trying to get as much information because they really did want to hire me. But I wasn't going to give them all the information in that consulting just in case they're trying to, AKA, pick my brain, what Roland Frazier says all the time. And so one thing they said is once someone unsubscribes, they can never, ever, ever get back into their CRM. And that's just wrong. If you put their name in a web form, then it will re-enable that. And that's for anything. Okay, so enough about that and enough about me. Let's talk more about me, and we're just going to talk about me for a second. So a lot of you know me that I'm an automation guy, and I'm also a digital marketer, an investor, and I actually take equity in companies. And there's a few companies that I work with and a few partners. I'm very happy with how everything's going. With digital marketer, we've done a lot of work with them, a lot of education with them. So just for right now, just be present if you can. This isn't from the stage. This was actually built for the stage. A lot of you already know. You may have already seen this, but we're trying to get to this point. And what happens is we're trying to get to the pot of gold, but we're doing Facebook ads, we're doing Google ads. We might have an event. We might do Eventbrite. We might do a meetup. We might do a podcast. We might do what I'm doing right now, which is a restream. And I'm streaming to about 30 channels right now. And all we're trying to do is find that one thing. What is that one thing that's going to get us over to the pot of gold to where we can celebrate? And Ryan Dice over at Digital Marketer had said that there's actually 73 ways that get in the way when it comes to social media. MySpace may be even included in that. But the deal is we're trying to grow and scale our business. So to go from an employee to self-employed to employer to a growth company. But what we're trying to do here is we're just trying to find that one thing that's going to take us from point A to point B and get us across. And you probably know what it is right now. It's that one thing that you need to do that you're not doing. I tell people very often, there's someone waiting right now to give you their credit card and you're just not calling them. I have my one person, and but I'm still trying to pile on the cool with them. But back to this. So we just want to have no excuses. We want to find that one big thing. You know what it is. Now with this, I want to go over this in an Infusionsoft Keep type of way, and we're going to drill down into this. But when you look at this, they talk about the lead magnet, tripwire, the core offer, and then the offer profit maximizer. So I want to talk about the offer. Well, I'll talk about that later. Okay. So this system, of course, can be used by anyone, whether you're brick or mortar, click and order, e-commerce. It's going to be able to be done because I just want you to think like Baskin Robbins. You know, Baskin Robbins is like, you go in there. I don't know if you guys can see me because I did this on the fly, but you get your pink spoon, and then you taste the ice cream. For me, it's all 31 flavors because I already know I want butter pecan. And then you order the ice cream. Next thing you know, you're buying a $5,000 birthday party for your 4-year-old, ice cream birthday party, right? So the 3 ways to grow your business is to get more customers, get them to spend more, increase their buying frequency. We're going to go through this whole thing. So the 7-step process again is find your niche. Okay, so we're working with med spas right now, and it's magical. Once you really start doing this and you get your acquisition criteria down, what's going to happen is all these people are going to start showing up. Maybe not, but when you really put your energy towards one niche, a lot of other people will go, hey, that I'm doing that same thing in wellness, right? Which is happening for me. But you do have to go to a lot of events, and you got to rub a lot of nickels and shoulders and elbows, right, to make this happen. So if you don't know your market fit, just sell weight loss. Everybody wants to lose or gain 5 pounds, okay? And then right here, the traffic source. So for us right now, it's going to be the Facebook ads, the YouTube ads, and email marketing, and a lot of social media. So if you guys have watched that one guy who just did the huge, I call it the Frank Kern 2023 mass control. If you had seen that recently, they spent a lot of money, like millions on ads. So you've seen all that. And so, and a lot of affiliate marketing. So I don't want to get too advanced here, but they did talk about a lead magnet. And now this was called a money magnet in the beginning when I first started studying this, and then someone said lead magnet, and then whatever. That's just what it's become known as. However, once you have this, I don't want to go through this whole thing of the lead magnet, the tripwire, and all that. What I want to look at is at the follow-up, okay? So that is the important thing. I have a thing called the ultimatephonefollowup.com, ultimatephonefollowup.com. If you go there, I think if you type, it's $500. I think if you type investor, it might take it down to $0. If not, you can ping me in LinkedIn, and I'll find out what the real coupon code is, and I'll promo code, and I'll give it to you. But it has to do with this follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. It's not so much in the pitch or the offer. But a lot of times people are leaving change on the table by not following up. So if they don't take your lead magnet, you continue your awareness campaigns through ads, through social media, through what I'm doing right now, right? Until they opt in. So again, the lead magnet, I think when you go to the Ultimate Phone Follow-Up, it's a video series, and I might give something for free. I don't know. I can't remember. I just give the promo code to everyone because I wrote it a long time ago. It's still relevant. It will never not be relevant. And so that's my lead magnet. This everything all in one. Okay, enough about that. So here you go to the tripwire. Now the tripwire is going to be something that people get into for like $7. I see what's her name doing that right now. She used to live in San Diego. Now she moved to, I think, Puerto Rico. And she's doing this thing. And it was really, I really tripped out because when I saw her doing this $7 offer, I don't know if it, like, I know who she is. And she's the real deal. And she's a great coach. And she's worth a lot of money. Okay. So when I saw her doing this $7 thing, I was like, is she devaluing who she is? Or not? Maybe she's grabbing, maybe she's bringing in the masses at that $7 thing. But I mean, mine was $7, then $450, then $750. Now it's $3,500, but I do things a little different. Okay, so and then your core offer. But again, this is all in the follow-up. If they don't take the tripwire, follow up until they do. If they don't take your core offer, then you follow up with what you do. I don't know if you can see me, but I have this whiteboard behind me. That's the magic. The magic is in me unpacking my brain on that whiteboard. And that's my tripwire. Okay, so then we go to the profit maximizer. Now, this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the profit maximizer. So I was at Starbucks because for some reason I want to spend $400 a month on coffee, which is just ridiculous. But the thing is that I was at Starbucks and I was buying a coffee and I was in line and I realized, you know what? I need a coffee maker. I did not need a coffee maker, but they had one. It was in the middle of the store and it was $100. And it was a lot like the Keurig. And I already had a Keurig, but this did Starbucks coffee, right? So I was like, well, it's only $100. I'm sitting in line waiting for coffee and I might as well just buy this thing. So that's their profit maximizer, right? So I bought, now there's going to be different ways of looking at this. I'm just giving you an example. And so I bought that. So rather than getting a $5 cup of coffee, I got a $105 product and a cup, cup of coffee at Starbucks. And then they quit making those little cones that go in it. So now I got this piece of garbage and it's somewhere in my pantry. Okay. So, and then the retargeting. So the retargeting, remember, that's the follow-up. So when you pixel your site and people come in and you do the ads and you retarget them, that's follow-up. So the magic's in the follow-up. So remember, as we go through this, it's, drive traffic, make an offer for something for free, maybe, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. A lot of people don't talk about the follow-up that much, but that's where all the magic is. And remember, if you go to ultimatephonefollowup.com, that's where it is. Okay, so there's all these things here. Now, with this, certain people are going to make a lot of money, but in mine, it's on the phone. And I literally have one of these. I don't know if you can see this. This is called a phone. And I use this all of the time. And the reason that I have a hardwired phone is I have multiple iPhones. So I have this one, I have this one, I have another one out the front. Is I don't want to have all the texting on this thing and then I can't see, what's going on with friends and family. And this other one is a business phone, but I have automation tools for doing the texting. So I can just use that. But this phone right here is specifically business. So when I make outgoing calls, when they call back, this is my bat phone. I know when this rings that there's $1 attached, okay? So remember, it's all in the follow-up. So then we're going to look at the 3 phases of unengaged contacts. Now, one of the things with this, the reason this was so important is because I actually wrote a program in Infusionsoft, and a lot of people don't know this in Infusionsoft. A lot of people, it's Keep, but a lot of people get a little confused on how to write this. This is why you need to hire people that are professionals in the automation world, because I guarantee you, if you have Keep right now, if you're not using it 100%, then you're not using it 100%. And let me tell you what that means. It does all kinds of things. You don't need to use every single part. In the example, in my truck, I have AM and FM stereo, but I never listen to it because I'm doing the streaming stuff, right? So what we mean by 100% is just use everything that your business needs. Well, this follow-up is something that every business needs. I don't care if you're e-commerce or if you're a coach or if you sell widgets, you need to have this follow-up. So when people unengage from your list, what's going to happen is, first of all, you don't want to engage with the people in their first 30 days. So if they opt in the first 30 days, you don't want to go, hey, what's happening? Basically, it's a lot like dating, okay? Okay, so we've been going over this for years and years and years and years and decades of um, the dating game, which is when you meet a girl, you're like, hey, let me get your number, right? She usually says my number is 7, but she doesn't give me the other 9 numbers. Little joke. Anyhow, um, the after 30 days, that's when you want to follow up. So it's like, again, when it comes to the dating, it's like, um, what's your um, what's your number? Let's go for a cup of coffee. Let's go for dinner and a movie, and then let's meet parents. Then let's get married, and then let's get children. Like, I guess I don't have kids. I've never been married. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Anyhow, so back to this. So then, with this health check, I'm probably going to have to open up my kimono a little bit and show you the things in my Infusionsoft and how they work, because it's really ninja. But you can create segments, and I've done this for one client, and it was so awesome, and they just wouldn't take the next steps to make it happen. And I'm telling you, we have not been. We parted ways a few years ago, and I'm telling you that they've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars by not doing what we're going to go over right now. So the 3 phases are the trigger, the re-engagement, and the win-back phase. I got these from Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer. Again, I want to apologize if anyone is thinking. I wrote this many years ago, and since my speaker and I had a conflict today, I just pulled up an old PowerPoint. Happened to be this one, which I had shown only one-on-one. Anyhow, so the trigger phase is when we pull contacts that have been unsubscribed or have been subscribed for at least 120 days, but unengaged for at least 90 days. So what we mean by unengaged, like the what do they call it? The open rate is dead, as dead. Okay. I have a good friend, Adrian Savage and Evan Samarin. These guys are like the kings of inbox placement rate. But a lot of people go, well, what's the open rate? Oh, well, I got 51%. Well, so what? You know what that was? They were clicking on it and then they were clicking delete. They didn't even read it, right? But when we're talking about engagement, we're talking about replying to the email or clicking on the link, okay? And servers are a lot smarter now than they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, okay? So do not include brand new contacts in your trigger system. So again, I just said that if it's in the first 30 days, you don't want to start going, hey, you know what's wrong? It's just like dating a girl. You got her phone number and you say, hey, you want to go out, right? And then she goes, okay, well, I'm going to Hawaii. I'll be back in a month. You don't go, hey, in 20 days, hey, I thought we were going to go to coffee. She's going to be like, dude, I'm in Hawaii. Relax. And then you lose that person, right? So you lose that prospect. So the re-engagement phase is emailing contacts as a concerned friend. So it would be like, hey, and I'm going to go over all this content in a minute. Moving engagers out of our list hygiene system. So the list hygiene system is going to be, we want to take people that are unengaged in our list, and we just want to delete and remove them. And I'm going to call it Infusionsoft, but it's called Keep Classic. You can actually automate this. It won't delete them, but it can move them through the system to where it can say remove these people or unsubscribe them, right? And then moving non-engaged into the win-back email series. We're going to go over that. So some of the subject lines would be like, hey, are you there? So this is after 30 days, right? So she's back from Hawaii. And I could say, hey, are you there, Michelle? You still want to go for a cup of coffee? I love this one. Is Michelle at so-and-so still your best email? The reason I like that one is because you're sending them an email. And if they're reading it, that at least they checked that email, but it may not be their best email. They might reply with, no, use this one instead. And I get that a lot. I send out a lot of emails, and a lot of people like, Sean, I love you. I want to stay in touch with you, but I only check this email once a month. I have an email that I never check. So there you go. And then you could also say, hey, are we doing a good job? You know, the one-click survey. Click here and tell us how you think, or the 5 stars, right? People do that a lot, but it's engagement. When you click on that, you're engaging. And I'm not going to tell you what's happening on the back end, but it's a good thing for people to click or to reply. Okay. The win back is going to be more transparent. It's going to be moving engagers out of your list hygiene system and moving non-engagers off of your main email list. Okay. And again, I'm going to probably have to open my kimono and go over to my Infusionsoft so I can show you guys what that looks like. But it's going to be a little different. It gets a little bit more assertive. Remember, I said assertive, not aggressive. Aggressive marketing may or may not work, but I think assertive works better. You know, assertive would be if someone downloaded your ebook and you reached out to them and you said, hey, and this is part of the ultimate phone follow-up, by the way. If you emailed them some type of a gift, like an ebook, let's say, and you said, hey, did you get my book? And they said, oh, yes. And then assertive is, what did you think about it, right? Oh, well, I really didn't have time to read it, but I did download it, right? But if I said, hey, did you get my book? And they said, yeah, I got my book. And I said, well, did you read it? That's aggressive. They're like, no, right? That their mind is like, I don't even want to talk to this person anymore. So, but this is getting a little bit more assertive right here. You know, should I just opt out? Should I ever call you again? Is this goodbye? You know, I'm going to have to unfriend you from all my social media and delete your phone number. Okay. So from a messaging standpoint, if your engagement series was, hey, is everything okay? Then your win back series has to be, we need to talk, right? A little bit more assertive. So that's mainly dormant contacts only, the highest performing emails. So one of the things is, and this is, you have to be in the game for a while, is whatever is getting the most engagement in the past, you want to send to these dormant people. Even if you've already sent it to them, just send it again. They're not replying, they're not reacting, they're not responding, right? It's when I shouldn't say it that way, but it's just like in dating, right? If you go out for a cup of coffee and you have a good time, then you go for a meal and a dinner. Meal and a movie, Barbie movie, and you had a great time, and then you like start reaching out and they just ghost you. Then you're just like, hey, you want to go for a cup of coffee again? You know, that was pretty engaging, right? So send them that thing. So I hope everyone's this is all making sense. I'm going to go over this. I don't know what time it is because my clock is on my computer. Well, we got a lot of time, so I'm just going to go through this really quick. Now, there's 4 types of awarenesses. Now, since I deal with wellness centers and I was dealing with treatment centers, I always go over alcoholism and drug addiction. So I'm going to go over drug addiction. So there's people, and drug addiction touches everyone on the planet, and it could be sugar, it could be food, it could be, you know, all types of different things. It doesn't have to be the illicit drugs. It could just be something simple like sugar, which I stopped trying to in the past 30 days, you know, and it's really hard to pass up that donut or that cookie when you're at a party, right? So there's people that have a problem, but they're totally unaware that they even have a problem, right? Then there's people that have a problem. They're aware of the problem. Hey, I'm eating too much sugar. They just don't know how to stop eating sugar. Then there's the solution. They're like, well, this person over here can help me. So they know that if they call Anthony Robbins, he's going to help you stop eating sugar, right? And then at the product and service awareness part, it's going to be like, this person, Anthony Robbins, can help me, but Oprah can help me too, right? So when you're in that situation, when people are out looking to find the right person, as a matter of fact, I spent $4,000 on a coaching program back in 2008. And the guy that I really liked, that I should have went with, I went with the other people because they were certified. So that certification worked for them, but they were not as good as this dude. And I kind of regret not going that way. I still ended up doing really well, but because I dug into it. But anyhow, they were engaging, they were entertaining. They had I remember they had a website. This back, when they did long copy, and I bookmarked the page, and I would just go to work, and I'd come back, and I would read that page over and over and over. And that was another thing, is they had such good content, and I think it was written by Andy O'Brien, but I read that over and over and over again, and until I really understood what they were offering, and then they won the deal, right? They made a promise. I think they even have like download this book and learn a little bit about what we're going to offer and what you're going to learn, right? And this is before, this is definitely before Zoom, but there's a thing called GoToWebinar, which was back then, it was like $50 or $75 a month, which was super expensive, man. And I don't even think they had that. They were actually doing something called Teleconference Pro back then. So I remember dialing into those free teleconferences, and that was super cool. And then what they did is I got excited, and then they weren't able to upsell me. I actually started interacting with one of them many years later, like 10 years later, helping them with their Infusionsoft. And then, of course, you request testimonials. So we have a summit coming up called the Automated Marketing Summit. And then we also have the Digital Marketing Conference, which that's not up and coming yet. But we have automatedmarketingsummit.com. You could go there and sign up right now. That is where the super nerds hang out. And I mean, you have to be a super nerd. You can't be like, you know how to write button click, or you know how to make a web form. You need to really understand sequences. You need to understand pixels. You need to understand how to do the follow-up and how to integrate, and they do HTTP posts. Super nerds, automatedmarketingsummit.com. Check it out. Okay, and then of course the Build the Champions. One of the things I like the most about this is the internal champion. That's if you have a client and it's a business client, and they are, let's say they're the vice president of a company, and they've been there 10, 15 years, and you're their vendor or their supplier, and then that individual gets recruited to another company. If you stay in touch with them, you could stay at the company you're currently with and then get a new client, follow that individual over to the new corporation, and now you just got a new high-end client because it's a new company. They went from Intel to IBM, trying to get old school here. And so those are great, okay? So we're gonna go back to this, which is the 7 steps, which is the lead magnet to tripwire to core product to profit maximizer. All of the follow-up included. So here's the thing, the page I think is the most important right here is the outbound sales calling. Even, I can't even think of a name, because right now if I say any billionaire's name, someone's going to attach a negative to it. So I'm not going to say, I'll just say even billionaires pick up the phone to close deals, period. That's just how deals are done. Okay, even if they're done on the golf course, okay, you might be in the parking lot in your, what, I don't know, I was going to say Rolls Royce, but those are kind of freaking stupid to take to the golf course. Just kidding. I know who you are. But you might be like, hey, where are you parked? Like we went last night, we went to medieval times, which is horses riding around, eating dinner, going back to the 14th century or whatever. And I called my friends. I said, hey, where are you? And they were right across the parking lot. So everyone picks up the phone. That's my point. But when it comes to follow up, and you want to do big deals, unless you're doing e-commerce, if you want to do big deals, you got to pick up the phone, period. Okay. I don't know. I can't drill that into the head of some of my clients. If you picked up the phone, or if you have people dialing for you, you'd make a lot more money. Now, here are the things on how you can get more customers. Some of the things I like on this are the meetup groups. Now, meetup used to be really great, but you can do live events. I did a live event out here. I moved from, I was part of the mass exodus from California to Arizona. Not everyone's happy about that. But the deal is, I moved out here on July 13th. On July 22nd, I had a live event, no list, didn't know any of the people, never met them. And I had 50 to 60 people show up to my live event, and I had only lived here a week. Okay. From that live event, I've made good money, and and I have a business partner out of it. I did get 2 business partners, but one of them didn't work out. So that was kind of what I was thinking about. But live events are great, trade shows, all of these things are great. Some of them are not. Now, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, it says the Valpak and the Money Mailer. That's like the dentist. Like every day, I get something in the mail from the dentist. Well, they wouldn't do that if it didn't work. So that's a great way to stay in front of people if you're in that type of business. Get people to spend more, right? Would you like fries with that? The MRR, the membership, right? Paying them monthly. I got people on a monthly with me, right? The done for you service. That's where you could teach them how to do it, or you could just do it for them. Okay. A lot of this stuff. One of the ones I like the best is the downsells, right? Do you want to be a one-on-one client with me? No. Would you like to join my group? Yes, right? And then increasing their buying frequency. The loyalty program. This is how Starbucks gets me in every December, and I quit doing it. I'm going to tell you my little hack because I think we have time. We got a lot of time. I'm going to wrap this up soon. But anyhow, I'm going to go through the NPS, and that's going to be really cool. But the loyalty program is at Starbucks is if you buy 4 of these eggnog coffees from Starbucks, then you get the 5th one free, right? They're like $6 or maybe $4.50. So I'm buying one, right? Sometimes I buy 2 a day, and then I lose the card. I'm like, oh, I lost my card. I got to start filling it up again. Once in a while, I do fill the card up, and then I get a free coffee once I buy 5 of them, right? So here's the Starbucks hack. What I do, I shouldn't even say this because it makes me look like a cheapskate, but I'm going to say it anyhow. You buy a regular coffee at Starbucks, and when they make it for you, you just go, oh, hey, do you put an eggnog back there? And they'll go, yeah. And you go, hey, can you just pour a little shot in there? Boom, eggnog coffee from Starbucks for the price of regular. Another little tip from your Uncle Sean. I wouldn't suggest doing that, but I just did it once because I just was wondering if they had any eggnog. And now I don't do it. I don't even go to Starbucks anymore. Anyhow, that was then, this is now. So this is where I ask if you got any value out of this. We're going to go over the ultimate referral machine. Now, I wrote, this is the NPS, right? But the thing about this, which is so cool, is once you get the follow-up and once you get people on board with you, then you start getting referrals. This is the NPS. You can type Net Promoter Score, and it's going to come up with 1,000 ways to do it. And it's all the same way, but I'm going to go over that right now. The principles are the same. So, first of all, what you want to do is knock your competition out of the way. I think that's what that slide means. The next thing is you need to be in front of a lot of people, right? And you've got to also get a lot of people coming into your program. So over time with marketing automation, you know, you can get 1 person and then you can get 3 people. So don't expect this to happen overnight. It takes a while. The ultimate phone follow-up actually takes 30 days. It's how do you close. The ultimate phone follow-up is actually how to close a deal that doesn't close on the first call in 30 days or less. So if they say, let me think about it, let me talk with my partner, this is the right way to follow up. You don't call them and go, hey, are you ready? Did you talk with your partner? Do you want to buy my stuff? Do you want to buy my stuff? There's a way to go about it which builds value as you're doing soft closes the whole time. I'll check it out. So it's going to be really hard to do this. This is something, it's not, this doesn't matter, but when you make a website, and this is just a little gift from me to you, is you, when you have a subject, you actually literally want them looking at the web form. You don't want them looking away. Subliminally, people will notice that. Now, if you want to flip this image around, there's this website called flipapicture.com, and you can go there, choose the file, say whether you want to flip it vertically or horizontally, and then when you click, and it will flip the picture. Now she's looking at the web form. So I have you feelyourfitness.com and Nicole Zapoli. I was working with her a long time ago, and that's not her, but I was showing her this. So and she just came up through my Facebook stream. So anyhow, get that going, and then you do the thank you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the pipeline. The first thing is going to be the page 1, 2, and 3. So I was doing something. So I guess I made this right at, oh yeah. So look at the date on that, March 12th, 2020. Okay. Right at the pandemic, I had done this in 2019, driven a bunch of traffic, got a bunch of people excited, and it was going on in March of 2020 was my program, and it got shut down. Okay, that's all right. So you'll see page 1 is just Fuel Your Fitness Center, just a regular WordPress page. Then I use lead pages, other people use ClickFunnels. Page 2, this is /intro. I don't know if this is up anymore, but this is just where you drive traffic to a page where I have a video of me explaining everything that's on the next video. So it's like what Ollie calls the primer video, and it's just getting them ready to understand, to go to the next page and then opt in and buy the tickets. Okay. So once I get people on, then I'm going to want to get testimonials. And one of the things with testimonials, I'm going to go to the Net Promoter Score in a minute, but one of the things with the testimonials is I always want to have an objection. So in the Ultimate Phone Follow-Up, this is all coming back to me slowly, but in the Ultimate Phone Follow-Up, there's a few tools that you already have in your business that you can use in your marketing right now, right? You don't have to use any content. Remember, I made this before all this chat GPT stuff. But one of the things that I suggest in your testimonial is to have an objection in there and have an objection override. So the example of that is this. I was a little reluctant to hire Sean because we were using Salesforce and we were going to migrate only a few leads into the CRM. Sean seamlessly migrated all of our contacts and automated a lead follow-up system. So their Salesforce wasn't do that. And then at the bottom, because of Sean's automated follow-up system, our business focus became laser-like. So the objection is, well, I'm reluctant. I'm not sure. I don't trust this person. I don't think, right? But boy, was I wrong. He was amazing, right? So what you want to do is you want to write down your top 10 objections and then your top 10 objection overrides. So objection would be, I need to speak to my partner about it. And then of course, the obvious one is, what do you need to talk to them about, right? So I don't want to go too deep into the sales thing, but there's another big thing is time and money. People, this is going to be one of their biggest things is I don't have the time to do what you want me to do, or I don't have the money to do it, right? And one of the things is the time factor. A lot of people simply don't have time to do, especially like the reason that done for you service works so well is people like, I don't have time to learn how to do that. Oh, well, I can do it for you. Oh, you can? Yes. The whole point of this PowerPoint that I'm showing you guys right now is to hit you with so much information, with a fire hose of information, to where you're going, you know what, that's great, but I can't possibly do it. Sean, will you do it for me? But I don't expect that from this call, because we're just winging it right now. So we need to get people to set an appointment with us. You can tell how old this is just from this thing. So so you want to follow up with people. So one of the things is, when I have an appointment set up with someone and I didn't, the reason I'm on the call today is I failed to lock down the speaker, and I didn't follow up, because this particular speaker is a great speaker, but they're just not part of my petri dish of people. So they didn't see. So all my other speakers, they know me, they talk with me, they follow me on social media, right? This is, of course, the old email, right? Wow, this is old. So then this, if they miss the appointment, follow up. Hey, you missed the appointment. You know, I have a thing is, if they miss it more than once, then, you know, if fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, right? So then the yes, no, and maybe. So this is only if they say yes. If you win them over and they go from prospect to client, and now they're a customer, so they're no longer a prospect, this is what you want to do. You can move them through your, right here, this is an Infusionsoft. Now remember, this is super old, but they're going to go from new client. I could send them this. They're going to say, thinking about it, thinking about it, not committing or lost, and not a fit. A not a fit, this was for the gym, right? For people in fitness. A not a fit, you know what a not a fit means. There's some people, certain people, that when they're just signing up for your gym, you're like, you know, this guy, I don't know, this is kind of weird, right? So anyhow, you guys got to figure out how to deal with that. But once you welcome them aboard, you take them through the indoctrination, you welcome them on, and then they're going to want to know their why, right? So, which is your personal underlying motivation for getting healthy and fit? Why? The reason I want to is I want to feel great, I want to have a great mindset, and I want to attract a certain type of female, right? That's just me personally. And you're going to pretty much attract that which you are, unless you're like a billionaire, then you can buy it, right? As Red Fox says, money can't buy you love, but it can buy you something that looks and acts like it. Okay, and then keep cool, drink a lot of water. That's out here in Arizona, that's always a good idea. I started out this call drinking water. I'm gonna have to drink some more soon. And then just show up. So these are just little things to remind people. Now, as they're going through, and by the way, these are emails. So this is welcome aboard. That's week 1. Week 2 is why are you here? Know why you're here. You know, give them a little thing to write down. And then this is like how to keep cool, drink lots of water, other things that you need to do in order to stay fit and lose weight, right? Drinking water. One of the things is, when you wake up in the morning, I've always been told this by the super buff guys, is drink a big, huge bottle of water first thing in the morning, before you eat, before anything. Because what it's going to do is it's going to fill up your tummy, and you're not going to eat as much. Plus, it's really good for your body, right? Week 3 is going to be just show up. And then on week 4, we're going to run the Net Promoter Score. So what we're going to do is, when we run the Net Promoter Score, we want to know who the detractors are and who the promoters are. Okay, the detractors are the people that give you a 6 or below. The passives are the 7 and 8. The people that are going to promote you are the 9s and the 10s. I'm going to go into this. Okay, I don't know why this is in here, but I'm hoping that if you're still watching this video, I'm completely surprised. And thank you for watching for this long. Okay, and I hope you found this interesting up to this point. But anyhow, with the detractors, the one thing is, they're going to go out there and they're going to complain about you. And the worst thing they're going to do, especially if you have a gym or a brick and mortar office, a brick and mortar business, is they're going to go on Yelp and they're going to complain about you, or they're going to go on Google, they're going to complain about you. So what you want to do is, once they fill out that a 6 or below, you're going to get notified. And what you're going to do is, you're going to override the complaint before it becomes a complaint, right? Now, the deal is that I was going to this gym, and this girl had a Chihuahua, And just because she likes a dog means everybody likes dogs. So I'm at the gym, and the Chihuahua is at the gym, and it's doing the boot, scoot, and boogie on the mats that I'm about to go work out on. So does that deserve a complaint? Well, actually it does. Okay. Right here, we want to take them from angry or sad or unhappy or whatever to satisfied, right? Then we're going to have a win. So what we really want to do is we want to get referrals, and that's an act of referring someone or something for consultation, review, or further action. And it's going to be reciprocal. So in order to get that, we're going to have to offer someone something in order to get something back. So it's kind of like when I walk through a door and you hold the door open for me, right? Say like you'll open the door open for me and I walk through, then I'm going to hold the door open for you. It's just reciprocity. It's like an embed spiritual principle that we all have. Okay. So back to here. Let's say in the gym industry, you're going to give 2 free personal sessions. One of the things what a lot of gyms can do is they'll go, hey, if you refer someone to me and they sign up, I'm going to give you a month or 2 for free. Don't do that, because what's going to happen is your accountant or bookkeeper is going to go, hey, quit doing that stuff. It's messing me up, right? So to avoid all that, just give them cash. Just go, look, if your friend signs up, I'm going to give you $50, right? $50, gift, right? So here, this is an old Infusionsoft form, but right here it says refer a friend and give the gift of health. So the top one is going to be your friends, and then the bottom one's going to be their name, so you can keep up with this. Now, here's the best thing about this is, you're saying my name is this, and this is my company, and the other day I asked if they knew, so you're going to say their friend's name. So in the subject line, I didn't put it here, but in the subject line, say like you're coaching Mary and her best friend is Elizabeth. In the subject line, I could say, hi, Elizabeth, your friend Mary referred us. Elizabeth is going to see that email and go, wait a minute, these people know Mary. I'm going to click and open it, right? And then we're going to say, hey, Mary referred you over to us. So Elizabeth is going to go, oh, hey, I want to go to the gym with her. She's always talking about the gym. So we're giving you this little gift. The gift is a $300 value, but you get it for free. Set your appointment with us, right? Good, excellent, cool. Now, this is where the machine starts. So this whole automated marketing referral machine is going to be this, and you got to always be closing. So every time that the prospect comes in, where the referral comes in, you're not going to say, hey, you wouldn't want to buy this, would you? You're going to literally say, give me your money and go work out, basically. All right. But then once they pay, so once Elizabeth or Mary or whoever comes in on the referral, then she's going to get the welcome email, right? 30 days later, you're going to say, hey, Mary, what do you think about us on a scale of 1 to 10? She's going to say, I think you're a 9. And then you're going to say, well, Mary, who do you know? And she's going to say, well, I know Mike. So she puts Mike's name in there. Mike comes in. He loves you. You're going to welcome Mike aboard. 30 days later, you're going to say, Mike, what do you think about us? He's going to say a 9 or a 10. We're going to say, Mike, who do you know? Mike's going to say, well, I know Larry. And then we're going to welcome Larry aboard. Larry's going to give us a 10. Larry's going to introduce us to Sam or whoever. And the machine goes on and on and on and on. And next thing you know, you're just got a team of people helping an individual workout get to the point to where they need to be in order to have them at the right mindset and health to where they can refer more people. This is plain and simple. It's easy is as easy does. I was thinking of Forrest Gump when I wrote that. And it's really as easy as cut and paste. All right. Now, apparently I have a bonus for this, but I'm not going to offer this bonus because this is when I'm speaking from the stage. And but what I will tell you is the ultimate phone follow-up. So I want to thank you guys for listening up to this point. Again, this is Sean Snowday Presents. We have the ultimate phone follow-up. If you want to ping me through LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you're watching this in Messenger, I'll give you the bonus code. It's $500. You can have it for free. You get all the content and copy. And I think there's a video series on how to do it. And then also we have the Automated Marketing Summit coming up. We're having the Shark, Jeremiah Osarket, will be speaking, the Sharky Shark, and we're going to be going over Fuse Desk, which is great. So this is for anyone that does Active Campaign, Keep, what's the other one? Anything automation, high level, go high level, MailChimp. If you're doing bots, if you're a super nerd, go to automatedmarketingsummit.com and fill out the information there. We'll see you there at the summit. It's December 9th. No, it's not. That's my sister's birthday. It's December 1st from 10 a.m. Pacific, okay, to 1 p.m. And this is an event you shall not miss. It is not Zoom. It is online, but it's an experience that everyone loves once they get through it. I know you'll love it too. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you guys